Good evening. This is Making the Case. I'm Yodit Tewolde. Breaking tonight, after just a day of jury deliberations, former Democratic political donor Ed Buck has been found guilty on all counts in the drug-induced homicide deaths of two black men, 26-year-old Gemmel Moore and 55-year-old Timothy Dean. Buck was charged with 9 felony counts, including 2 counts of distribution of controlled substances resulting in death. He's accused of giving his victims crystal meth that resulted in them overdosing in Buck's apartment 2 years apart. Prosecutors say that Buck, who is a wealthy white man, preyed upon vulnerable gay black men, using them as, quote, his own sex toys, playing Russian roulette with their lives. Each of the 2 charges of distribution of controlled substances resulting in death carry a 20-year mandatory minimum sentence. Author, scholar, and USC law professor Jody Armour joins me on the phone. Jody, welcome to the show.
To be with you.
Now, before we delve into the facts of this case, I want to first get your reaction to the verdict.
Yeah, my reaction to the verdict is that as many people have protested here in LA over time and said to law enforcement and to other city authorities, black lives aren't taken seriously. When black people are victimized, too often their victimizers go without any accountability, especially if those victimizers are wealthy and privileged and well-connected, as Ed Buck was in this case. And the victims that Ed Buck was preying on were, many of them were houseless black men who were desperate, who were open to being exploited in that way, who were susceptible, rather, to being exploited in the way that he did. And so he said, look, I can give you money if in return we engage in this practice called party and play, which involves drugs and then sex, and we're going to go back and forth, and I'm going to give you some compensation, $200 or $300, and I'm going to expose you to excessive risks while I'm doing it. And first, we lost one person with that kind of practice, Gemmel Moore. Then 18 months later, Timothy Dean, another black man, died. And Ed Buck still hadn't been arrested. And so for many in the black community, this feels like some vindication. But we can talk more, I hope, about some of the concerns I have about using this particular law, to go after Ed Buck.
Well, I was going to say that this trial, for the most part, has gone under the radar. I mean, the case when Ed Buck was actually arrested did gain some media attention. But again, this trial flew under the radar. Do you think that the reason why it has is because of who the defendant is and who the victims are?
A lot of people do believe that, that Ed Buck actually, because of his connections, was able to get a special brand of justice. But I think there also may be another factor at play here, and that is that the federal prosecutors were able to come in and prosecute Ed Buck under 21 USC, United States Code, Section 841A1. That's a law that came out of the 1986 Anti-Drug Abuse Act as part of the drug war. And what it allowed the prosecutors to do was simply prove that Ed Buck distributed meth knowingly. If he knowingly distributed meth and death resulted, then he was going to get a minimum sentence of 20 years under this statute. And so this statute is draconian. It involves the kind of punishment that can happen if a roommate gives a roommate meth, a friend meth, and that friend overdoses. Now the roommate, even though they didn't sell it, they just distributed it, is looking at a 20-year minimum. So the law is really draconian. It's a carryover of the war on drugs. And it's what Ed Buck got the stiffest penalty for, because the federal prosecutors were able to come in and use it. The state prosecutors would have had to prove it the old-fashioned way, and that is prove that he was criminally negligent or reckless. But these federal prosecutors didn't have to worry about any of that.
Now, Jody, LGBTQ activists have been demanding that Ed Buck be held accountable for years, but were met with silence. Why did it take so long to finally get to this point?
Well, a lot will say it had to do with the social identity of the victims and of the victimizer. That Ed Buck himself, again, thanks to his political connections, was going to be more credible when the sheriff showed up, when the law enforcement showed up, that he was going to be the more credible witness. The law enforcement initially characterized the death of Moore as an accident. And what is the difference between an accident and a crime? Between a tragedy and, something that you're guilty, you're looking at murder punishment for. A lot of times it requires a judgment call by law enforcement and prosecutors. They have to ask themselves, are these victims, do these lives matter? Or are these more disposable victims? And if they're more disposable, are we going to show them less care and concern when it comes to our prosecutorial practices? I'll just mention, we saw this before happen in LA with the grim, a guy called the grim sleeper. He was going around killing a lot of black women in South Central LA, and the police were not solving the crimes because they were black women, a lot of people said, and there may have been a lot to that.
Now, Buck's defense team was led by Christopher Darden, best known for prosecuting O.J. Simpson. He called the 8 men who testified against Buck drug addicts who were lying to make money. Speak to me about the victim shaming that went on during the trial.
Oh, yeah, there's always going to be a lot of this kind of victim shaming that goes on in these trials. And, the Black Lives Matter movement has had to deal with victim shaming from the very outset, right? A lot of times people would say things like, well, why didn't they just comply or die? Why was Eric Garner selling those loosies on the sidewalk anyway? So a lot of times there's an effort to demonize the victims or to pathologize the victims and kind of say they had it coming, it's their own damn fault. And certainly the defense tried it here, but it didn't succeed. And it does succeed too often. This case was really under a bright light, but too often in the American justice system, these kinds of cynical calculations do work.
Jody, what do you think Buck will be sentenced to?
Well, he's going to get the minimum. He's looking at minimum 20 years, right? Because under this law, this drug-induced homicide law, this bad law, you automatically get 20 years without the state having to prove any subjective culpability or mens rea as to the underlying death. Just knowing distribution, that's it. So he's looking at least 20, 2 counts. So if they're consecutive, that could be 20 plus 20, 40. And then there's some other charges with just distribution, enticing people to cross state lines for prosecution. He could be looking at as much as, a life, 50, 40, 50 years to life, something pretty stiff and harsh in that way.
All right, law professor, scholar, and author Jody David Armour, thank you so very much for your time tonight, sir. Thank you very much. The U.S. Constitution guarantees a criminal defendant the right to be tried by a jury of their peers, but a staggering 97% of criminal cases end in plea bargains. We look at why after the break.